you need to find is page Pay. I think you have left over from yesterday Pay and Pay Aleph. And you should have from today. I also sent you some things last night.
You got it.
Okay, so what I'm trying to do is actually learn the language of the Rashash, which is not that easy. But I see there's a lot there. There are patterns here, and we'll try to. I'm trying to translate it. Now we're going right now on the fourth night. The fourth night goes with this nikud, the nikud here, which is the nikud of Netzach. It also goes with 13 midas of Rachamim. This will be the fourth one, which is Erech. Then it says, just looking at, this is the same presentation we've had before, very similar. I'm not sure what the differences would be, but he says what you're dealing with here is a movement upward, because we're dealing with sags. I know you can't flip around, but he has this unusual avaya in one place, and where's the other one? I can never find it. At any rate, he has these unusual avayas, and they come out to be, one of them comes out to be, I have 4 mobs in it, and another one has 4 bends in it. Exactly what the meaning of that is, I don't know. Exactly why he writes it like that, but there's a hint there. In the Shilav, or that combination of the on the previous page, which was on Ayin Ches, I know you don't have it in front of you. You had 452s, which is Ben, and then if you add up all of that combination, that unusual combination that he made there, comes to 315, was 5 times 63. So Ben and 63 go together anyway, because Ben is really the broken bits of 63 of Sag. So let's go over here and let's see the rest of it. So he says, you say the word, the magic word is now the fourth word, is Alokeinu. And he says, Mab the Sag. Okay, so now we're dealing with Sag. The Ma the Sag, Imiluyo. The Nechi, the Neshama, the Ruach. Now this is the Nechi, I guess, because he's talking, Nechi is referring to Oros. And so these 2 oros that we have, which are menukad, with the nekudos of tseri, which the tseri refers to bina. So bina is sag. So I'm just pointing it out. I'm not trying to say that I got a really good understanding of how we got to sag, but we are in sag. You have to know it better than I do. And so you have the oros here, manuka like that, and then you have, once again, you have the 42 letters, which are a movement within Tzilus, which is really moving into the Tzilus. And finally, with the Vav Dalet, which is the Milui of Sag. Okay, so which is I think it's a levush. Now all of this is moving. I believe it's moving, and it's moving up, because the idea is that we're taking these things and we're moving them up. So let's see how this goes. Where is this going? So I'm not sure exactly where we're at. We're just picking up this story like this, and it says Lokachav, the Baga, the Chagat, the Ma Uben, the Ben, the Zun. So the Kochav is the very top part of the left line, because here we see once again that the nikud here is with a tseri. Tseri is bina, it's left line, but it's the left line of a partzuf called chagat, and this is the chagat, which is the middle. Now he switches these. He has some switches in this. I'm not sure, like it's like we're in outer space, like a deep outer space here. What he's talking about here, he says it's a parts of Kol Chagat, and we're talking about the Chagat of the Chagat, meaning that Chagat has a Chabad Chagat Nai, and this is the Chagat of it. We're going this into that area. So so he has this other phrase here, the Ma'u Ben Dezun. So basically, we're talking about the Ben Dezun. That's the left line of Zun. And we're talking about the men of the ma and the ben of that line. Now, it takes more explanation to see how he combines all of that. I don't have it. Going to this little blurb he has on the word Alokeinu. That's right, on the word Alokeinu. 1 second. And the word Alokeinu, he has a tiv on it. So it's nothing special, I don't think. Let's see what he says. Alokeinu melech olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivonu Lehadlik Ner Chanukah. Why he got all that in there. He said, "K'moshe b'arna la'el shekol teva min habrachos mekavan keneged tikun echad b'yud gimel tikuni dikna." So we say that every night. So now we're in the 5th night. So we have the nikud, I guess, would be of whatever is hod. And so let's go on. Tevas Alokeinu mekavan keneged tikun erech. Tevas, now he's just going to go through this, so we might as well listen to this. The Tevas Melech mekavan keneged tikun apayim. Tevas Olam, he's going through them now. Mekavan keneged tikun Rav Chesed. Tevas Asher mekavan keneged tikun v'emes. Tevas kedushan mekavan keneged tikun netzach. Notzer Chesed, Tevas b'mitzos, Mekava Kenega v'tikun Chafafim, Tevas b'tzivonim, Mekava Kenega v'tikun Nesei Avon, Tevas Lehadlik, Mekava Kenega v'tikun v'opesha, Tevas Ner, Mekava Kenega tikun v'chator, and then the Tevas Chanukah, Mekava Kenega tikun v'nake. Okay, just leave it like that. Now we're moving to page Pei Aleph. Do you have Pei Aleph handy?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so now he's kind of bunching them together a little bit. And he says, Belil Hey. Okay, we say that every Hey goes with Hod, and everything is written in a kubus. So we see it like that. And that's going to go on with the meter called a payim. And that goes also along with the rest of the continuation of the bracha, which is the word melech. Then as long as he's at it, we're going to look at Leil Vav. And they're going to see that you have the Vavs, the natural nakuda on the male aspect, which is going to show those Vavs in there, which is referring to the Yesod, I guess. And that's going to be Rav Chesed. And it also will touch on the word Ha'olam. Now, just in trying to do this, we're going to read the blurb in a minute. Let's just look at the picture that he has here. He says that what you're looking at here is a rapach. Now, what is rapach or birurim? So rapach the kachbad hakolalim. So this is the rapach, and again, the kachbad hakolalim. So that would be the a roshadik type of rach. These are things that are going into the rosh. And then he shows us and exactly why it is like this. 1 av and 2 sags. Av, sag. And then he has this is the rapach. So don't ask me right now what is exactly what's going on with the rapach here. Then it gives you Havaya, and then it gives you the final one, which would be ma. So those are the rapach that we're pulling up. So he says this is also the lamed de abba. No, I said it wrong. The mad maim duchrin de abba. And the next one is this rivua of the name Havaya by itself, which I think is a gematria 72. He says Laman, which is also man la'ima together with their oros. Now, what's going on here is that he says that there is a system. That's what I think. This is just my opinion. There's a system like a pulley, where if you pull one down, one side of the rope, the line, let's say, down, the other side, is on a swivel and it goes up. So you have just like a pulley system, like a chain system. The chain system is called mod and man. So one is the man is going from the bottom to the top, and mod is coming from the top to the bottom. Now, I normally would have thought myself that you would be going from the bottom to the top, but he indicates it as this whole flow that we're talking about, all this energy, which is the energy of the mod and the man, which is the system that brings Shefa. We're bringing all that we're to bring up. That's the way I understand it. So now we're going to get into a difficult translation and try to see what the Rashash is doing. He says that this what we just saw down below, and the magic words that are up above. He says Yakavin, you should have this kavanah la'alos ha'mochim b'chan neranchi. Okay, so we know what mochim are. Mochim are the neranchi is inside of the mochim, so we're talking about the oros and the mochim. Haniskarim la'el that we mentioned up above. Where these come from? They come from the Chamisha Partsufi Chagat. So let's just stop there for a second. We're taking this up, la'alos, elevate, this neranchi and mochi, that we talked about before. They come from the 5 Partsufim of Chagat. So now, see, this is his thing. Is that he says that the Rashash says that Chagat is a Partsuf, and within Partsuf it has an Erika, it has an Arich, you could say Arich v'nukva, I guess, Yosef v'nuk, it has an Abba v'ima, and it has a Zun. Those are the 5 Partsufim within the parts of Kol Chagat. So you're going to take that up, not just by itself. You're also going to take the Biruri HaKelim, the Birurim. So he said down below what the Birurim are. He showed it to us. That's what they look like. Now, we'd have to be in Shar Rapach, which, God willing, be able to review it, to be able to understand how it is. At first you took the Av, 2 Sags. Maybe it is like we saw from Rachab. They all have to add up to 72, remember? So Sag is 63 plus the 10 letters is 73. And then you go back to, for whatever reason, you go back to the Pashut. I'm not sure I have an explanation for that. And then is Ma. So maybe it's the Pashut, which is 26. Oh, that's what it is. It's 26 and 45. Makes another 71. So you have 72, 63 plus 10 is 73. And the next one is going to be 71. Comes out to be, I never really understood exactly how we're supposed to understand that, but that's what is going on in this little picture here, is showing that's the Rapach. Okay, that's the Rapach. So let's go back to the end of the first line up above. It says, Im Biruri, together with the Birurim of the Kalim. So, in other words, there are broken Kalim, which represent Ben, of Chelki Oros, the Rapach, and a portion of the lights of the Rapach. What Rapach are we talking about? Where are we getting? So like the Bia, the way I'm explaining it to myself, is that Bia is like a pool outside of Itzilus, let's say, and later on he says, well, it could be like a Bia of Itzilus, like a Bia, Itzilus has its own Bia. He does that, which we're about to do now. So he says, Oros the Rapach, the Kochbad Benimi, that is Or Penimi, the Penimius. So it says, so again, it's a double lashon, the Or Penimia of the Penimius, the Abia de Za of the Via de Zer Anpen. So again, you're moving up within the Abia itself of Zer Anpen. The Ber Amse Danse de Secha the Abia Hamis Yaches the Mitzvazu. So let's just read this again, as I'm a little lost in it. When we have a double Penimius, we have the Or Penimi of the concept of Penimius, the Abia de Za. So Za has his own his own 4. You could go back to Shar Tanta, where you see that you have the Tanta, which corresponds to the Yud K Vav K, which corresponds to other things, the combinations of 4. Here you have the same thing, that within Zer Anpin itself, there's a whole abiyah within Zer Anpin. It's like opening up a door in your different universe, of the universe of the abiyah of Zer Anpin. Which Zer Anpin are we talking about? There's an abiyah within the Zer Anpin in its silus itself. This is at the very top. But you also add into this on the beginning of the 3rd line now. And also there's an abiyah, right? This is abiyah. It's like saying all of the universes of hiddenness, of hidden lights. He says, "Amisyachsim the mitzvahu that are related to this mitzvah." All of this is coming up. We're bringing it all up. You're doing an action, and this is the man. This is bringing up man. So he says just parenthetically, he says, well, what is this abiyah, the mitzvahu? The mitzvah is saying Lehadlik Ner Chanukah, which we're going to light the light. He said the Rabbanan, so why do we call it the mitzvahu? So he says, well, this is a mitzvah to Rabbanan. Who is the Rabbanan? And this language is, okay, I just really don't know. He says, who is the Rabbanan? Yaakov and Rachel. Yaakov and Rachel, which is the bottom of the bottom, that yichud right there, you're creating that as a result of doing the mitzvah, and you're being amal of that to call it partzufim. There is a Yaakov and Rachel in every partzuf. He mentioned 5 partzufim, all the partzufim of Atzilus that we're dealing with here. So not only that going up, but he says in Shorshe Narantki Shalo. Narantki means oros, with the roots of their lights. L'orer, that's why I said that idea about the pulley with the, like you have, want to lift something up, you have the steel, a wheel on the top, maybe a wheel on the bottom, you pull on the right side and it makes the left side go up, like that kind of deal. Or you pull that down, then it goes up. That's the mod and the man pulley system. I'm trying to figure out the right word. It's like a pump. So he said, Narantchi, Shalo, L'orer Mad, in order to create this system and get this system going. L'chabad, the Penimius Yasa. So you're bringing it up to where? You take from Zer Anpin this to the Chabad, or I don't know, maybe you're with the Zad Atzilus. I'm not sure exactly where we're at. But you can bring it up to the Chabad, the Penimius Yasos. So this was something that came from the Penimi of the Penimios, the Bia, the Zah, the Tzilos, and you're going to bring it up into the Chabad, the Penimius Yasos. Now, I'm probably missing a little bit something there, but there is some repetition of what he says, so we'll see it again, hopefully. Vyasos, and then when you're doing this, they're going to hand the ball off. You're going to give it to Yasos, they're going to give it to the Abba V'im Loyan, Baba V'im Loyan, the Eric Anpin, and then Arich is going to go to Atik Ad Roma Ma'alos, and that's what's going to happen in this bracha, Melech Olam. So then now you're bringing everything up the Rapach, along with the Mad, the system of the Mad and the Man, to be able to make everything work. And hopefully that what we're bringing up is going to bring down the brachos of Chanukah. So now we're at the very bottom of the page. So he said, "Va'ati yakava the hotzi gimel salmei hamochin v'nerantchi the nechi the ma uben l'hashlicham of l'hamshicham derech hamadregos," and start, I don't know, sending them, send them through the path of the different levels. Let's go over his words and see if we can make some kind of translation. So he uses the word salme a lot. What are the salme hamochin? So the salme hamochin, if you had bina, if you were looking at bina, which is delivering the mochin, so bina could be divided up into chabad chagad nai. And the Tzalmi is the whole Chagad Nai, the Gimel of them, all of them. That's my translation, okay? This is nobody else's translating it. So I need a translation of the translation. So Gimel Tzalmi Ramochin, so that's what it is the Chagad Nai, together with their lights, which is Naranchi. But Naranchi, because every one of the Naranchi has a Naranchi. So this is the Naranchi of, now he categorized I don't know if he means individually. In other words, there's a Naranchi of Netza, of Neshama, a Naranchi of Chaya, and a Naranchi of Yechida. That's what he means. Or he means that there's a system of lights, like a Partzif, not exactly, but a Partzif, that's called Nachi. And Nachi refers to Kachav, it reads to the top part. So he says, and then he always has this part too, the Ma'u Ben. It's going on the right side, left side. It's going, or there's always this counterpart. It's going to the Lahamshicham Derech Hamadregos, and then extend them out through the different levels, going upwards. Okay, we'll try to keep with it. Now we're going to switch to something I sent you. I think last night I sent you number pay bet. It's simple enough, if you could find that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a new. This is what I sent you from last night. So we hope we have enough time to get into this. He says, Belel Zion, on the seventh night, then you're going to have this Havaya full of malafums. And we had a discussion about that, which I can't remember, but anyway, and it goes along with that midah called the emes. You say this magic word, which is asher, he says, and with that word asher, he has this little idea. He's a yamshichem the yisod umalchus the yasos. When you're doing this, all of those birurim that we saw, etc., that we saw on the previous page, and we're trying, to be able to understand exactly what's going on there. He said, Yamshichem the Yisod Malchus the Yasos. He says, Hamaluvashim B'tzalmei Habirurim, which are clothed in these different the Tzalmei of the Berurim. Again, the Chabad Chagat Nai of the Berurim, they're clothed in that. Shalachem Shekavar all over the Saknu. Now that part I'm not so sure about. One more reading, he says, Yamshichem the Yisod and Malchus the Yasos. So this part, the Hamalu Voshim and the Yasos is clothed. No, I don't think he means the Yasos is clothed. I think what you're being Mamshech is clothed. But Salmech HaBerurim, together with the lights of the Berurim, Shalachem Shekavar Alov and Isaknu that are already there. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not sure really what to do with what is there, or did he mean that we just brought up previously? And it joins together with the Tzalmech HaBerurim, Shalachem, which on the previous page went up. So we're bringing up into the Yisod of the Malchus of Yasos and that. Now we're going to go to page Gimel. Pay Gimel.
Yeah.
Okay, now Pei Gimel. Well, I guess we have to read this little blurb at the top, and it says, "B'kol a belel ches." Now we're on the 8th day. B'yakav the zivug notzer chesed v'nake, and he wants to show it to us. And for my information, he's showing the mochin. So, because I got a little. Yesterday was very tired. I guess I just missed a lot of stuff. I think. You have the shiluv of the miluim of Abba and Ekya. He says so he says v'nake, and that is what this is representing. He says mamshech hahei mechiltin hanisharim. So he likes to use the Aramaic. I guess mechiltin means midos. Hanisharim shehem l'olofim nose avon upesha v'rata v'nake. I think the significant part of here is to show us that the mochin appear in the form of a milui. They look like a milui. I think in most of the places, like I've been looking at the Rashash a little bit in the regular siddur, and most of the places you see them in a combination of 4, because 4 is the asmab, and like that, kasa kama kana. that kind of deal, right, left. Then it says Notzer Chesed, that's going to be what we're going to say here on this 8th day. And it's going to go along with the word, now bingo, you say the word Kidshanu. Now there is a note on this, which we may be able to understand. But now let's just look at the drawing itself, or what do we call this, the Tamuna itself. And so he says, just looking at them, they are oros, and they're duplicate. What's on the right side is also on the left side. And he says that's the fact, that's what it is. And what is it? It's the Chochmah, the Lamed Mem, the Tzalim, the Abba. We'll go over that. But first I want to just look at the lights. I think that meditation-wise, I see, like I take my Rashash Seder and I'm in a Litvish yeshiva. I'm thinking that most people would not be able to look at this. It's a little bit difficult to look at it, I think, because there's so much light that is behind it. And that's why I think, just like looking at it. So we look at it and we see that all of them start out with the nekudos of Keser, then it goes to Chochmah, then it goes to the middle line, Chochmah and Bina on the left. I'm sorry, you go right, left. And then you go to the middle line, which is Das. Then you go to Chesed on one side and Gevurah on the other one, and Chesed, and like that, between the two, because you always have a Makif and a Panimi. And then you have the Nukud for Tiferes. Then you have the Nukud for Netzach, and then and Hod, right, left. And then right and left is going to be Yesod, which is back down in the middle line again. You have the same setup on all of them. Now his explanation, and there is also a Tes Vav on the Shefa Rashash on the other side. We'll see if we can understand it. But he says over here, Yekaven l'chamshek miyisod u'malchus diyasos tetzilus. Now this is what we said. We said that when we said Asher, we're actually bringing it, or we're placing it up. When we say, was the one before? Melech Olam, that we're bringing up these birurim, and now here we are in the Yesod of Malchus, the Yasat Tzilus. What are we doing? The Hamshech, he said, Mekifi, from the Mekifi, which are the Lamed Mem, the Tzalmei HaMochin. In other words, these are the top lights, the lights of the Mekifim, the really very strong ones. HaMochin, the Chochmos, the Abba, Ve'ima, V'yasas. And we're going to bring up, let's see, Lamed Mem, the Tzalmei Mechim, the Chochmos, the Abba, Ve'ima, V'yasas, in the Rantchi the Chaya Shebechem, together with the Rantchi of the Chaya, and this is the Rantchi of the Chaya down here. This is what you have here, all of these lights. That's the Rantchi of Chaya that we're bringing up. Chaya goes with Chochmah. So again, reading this, what we're bringing, or he used the word lahamshech. Usually when I think hamshech, I'm thinking he's going downwards. He says, Yekaven lachamshech miyisod and malchus the yasad and silus, which as I said, is what we said previously, but they had the word asher. Then he says, what are you going to bring up? What are you going to stream? He said, Makifi, we're going to bring up the top lights of the Tzalmei HaMochin of the Chochmos, because that's what we're doing. Those the Makifi, the Abba Ve'ima V'yasos, that's coming from there, in the Rantchi, the Chaya Shebechem, and all of that. And he shows us then the little explanation at the top, which he says that these lights on the right side are Chochmah, the Chochmah, the Lamed Mem, the Tzalim, the Abba. So the Lamed Mem is the highest point of the Oros, Abba, and there they are. And the Chochmah, the Lamed Mem, the Tzalim, the Ima is on the left side. It's the same thing. So these are the Oros, one coming from the right side, one coming from the left side. And we're dealing, of course, with bringing up the light. We're lighting the light. So it says this is the Chabad V'Chagat D'Ma'u Ben. So again, when you talk about the Lamed Mem, right, of lights, you're talking about the Chagat and the Chagat of it. So think about Bina again. Bina is the Chabad Chagat Nai. So the Nai parts was going into Zer Anpin. The other two parts, which are the Chabad and the Chagat of that, are going to be corresponding to the Nechi. So, which he might have said previously, I'm not sure, but he calls it Lamed Mem over here. The Ma'uben. The Partsufi Kachba Datzilus, and it's going where? To the Partsufim to the Kachba Datzilus. The Zer Anpin Datzilus, so that Zer Anpin of Datzilus that we're talking about, there'll be a Datzilus. Now, this is, it goes to the Kachba Datzilus and Zer Anpin Datzilus. The Rabia Datzilus. So this phrase, the Rabia Datzilus, we just got to get used to the fact that Datzilus has its own Rabia, just like it has its own Tanta, and it has his own Yud Ke Vav Ke, probably, all different kinds of combinations. This is the Rabia Datzilus, so it's going into that whole level of Datzilus. Now, we have just a little bit more time, so let's look at number Pei Dalet. Can you find Pei Dalet? Let me see how I'm doing this here.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so now we're moving along the same way, and this is your concentration, where it says L'olofim. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot something. I'm sorry. On the last one, can you get back to the last? You're going to go back to page pay bet, because there's an explanation of the shefa over here, and we should pick it up.
Yeah.
He says, number Tesvav, he says Kiddushanu. You say the word Kiddushanu. That's on the on the next page, which is Pei Gimel. Tevazu Kiddushanu. Mekuvenis Kandega the Tikkun notes or Chesed, the two go together. Kanir Shamalov, so which is mentioned up above it. It's up above if you were looking at it, and here it is. The emis. V'sidr hayarer nirsham kan shuhu Kandeged leil ches shuhu zos. Now we discussed this zos, but I went through it really quickly. I didn't think it came out to anything. There's some concept here called zos. So he says Zos HaBracha, I guess, Shehu Zos Chanukah. Had to do with, I can't remember, with so mitzvah the Rabbanan, I'm not sure. B'kevin shebeleil ches nimshakim chamishach mechilid derachim. You have not just one midah, you have all five, the five remaining. Metikun notzer chesed ad tikun the yud gimel v'nake. Kosev kan b'sidr yara. If you look at the siddur of the yara, he says l'kavin kan liyichud notzer v'nake. That they had yichud of notzer and yachid because nake, and understand that's what happens here. Is that you have a yichud that takes place in the 8th day. So we're coming to the 8th day. We're in the 5th day, Baruch Hashem. And so the 8th day is going to be a yichud of those. Shehu chibur v'yichud shel beis hamazlim, which, as we know, shehem tikun notzer chesed the nikra mazel elyon v'tikun benake and nikra mazel tachton. The kavana bezechu. What's the kavana? So then we say now we're on the 8th night. The mazel elyon, which is the shem av. Mazel tachton is the shem kasa. So we have that yichud again. This is very interesting, but I don't know what to say about it. It makes the word regal again. So the yichud that takes place between av and kasa makes the word foot or leg, which implies movement, or it implies that this is a holiday. I'm not sure, or maybe lots of other things. I don't really know. So try to figure it out. U'mazel tachton hu shem kasa. The kavod yehudim hu shilav shel av kasa kazeh, and he shows you the shilav, aleph, k, etc., etc. Kenir shem b'sidr yaret. So that all is mentioned in the yaret. So once again, that's not in this siddur, but in the siddur, I think the Yara, what we say, was his grandson, or he's a relative. He's very authoritative. Now we're going to go back. I'm sorry to take us around and move you around. We're going to be on page Pei Dalet, and we got like 2 minutes. Do you have it back yet?
Yeah.
Okay, Pei Dalet is the magic word, but mitzvosav. And mitzvosav goes under the midah, which is called l'olofim. Then it says, well, let's just look at what we have again. These lights. These are all the Naranchi. So here we have all of these lights are moving. How are they moving? So he said, Lahamshik Mekifi Lamed Mem, I'm reading up above now, to stream or to extend from the kifim of the Lamed Mem that we talked about before, that we brought that up, the Tzalmei Hamochim, of the three parts of the Tzalmud, again, is Chabad Chagat Nai, of the Mochim, the Binos, the Abba, before we did the Chochmas of Abba. Now we're bringing up the Ima, so he seems to be going down to, in other words, everything's going up, that's what I think. But we're also pulling from the, we're pulling from, we were in Chochmah before, now we're in Bina. That's all, I'm just making the observation, that Chamamocha, the Bina, the Abba, the Ima, the Yasef. Together, we're going to bring up with the Oros, which is what we have, this panoply of lights on the two different sides here. The Ranki, the Neshama Shebechem, because the Neshama goes with Binos, and we're bringing up these Binos now. So there it is. And he says down at the bottom, he said, L'chabad v'chagat de mahu ben. So it's going to where? The chagat, to the very part. So again, I can't answer why it is that this Chabad is central to this. Chagat is central to this. He said L'chabad of the Chagat, because the Chagat itself has a Chabad Chagat Nai. It really refers to a certain extent to the Lamed, maybe it means the Lamed. I'm not sure why he focuses on Chagat, the Ma'u Ben. So again, of those two different sides, so sides of the Ma side and the Ben side, which refers to the Chochma side and the Bina side, the Partzufi Koch Ba de Bria, into those Partzufim, there's a Partzuf called Koch Ba de Bria. He said, of which Bria? He says, the Bria of the Zah, the Chatzilus, the Bria, the Abia, the Tzilus. Let's just read it one more time. We're about done. Do we have any more time? That's it, because we have to take on a whole new... Okay.
Okay.
That was it. So I'm finishing it for myself. The Bartzufi Kachba de Bria. So this is the very top part of Bria. The Za of the Bria of Za, because we're working with the Abia de Za. The Atzilus the Bria de Abia de Atzilus. As their Anpin, and also the Bria of the Atzilus. And we'll end it there. We're going to get a chance to see that same combination, because these words, which are showing us where the light is going to, appear in all of them. But they change slightly, going to different places. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Kolo. This is the 5th day of Hanukkah, 5785.